Hello everyone. I am Meghana PS, working as an assistant professor in Commerce, Government First Aid College, Paramsagra. I am discussing about the subject Financial Markets and Services under that module 5th Mutual Funds. In this session, I am discussing about functioning of mutual funds in India. Objective of this session is to know about the functioning of mutual funds in India, and outcome of this session is to aware about the functioning of mutual funds in India. In the previous session, we discussed the same topic, but we discussed a few points of that. That is functioning of mutual funds in India, where SEBI provides the guidelines. In that, we discussed 3 points, that is general guidelines, business activities, and offer document. Let's see the guidelines related to schemes. No scheme shall be launched by the asset management company unless such scheme is approved by the trustee and a copy of the offer document has been filed with the board. So, if any scheme wanted to launch by the asset management company, then it has to be approved by the trustee and copy has to be submitted by the board. After that only it can launch the scheme. Next, each scheme of mutual fund must be compulsorily registered with SEBI before it is floated in the market. Before it is offered to the investors, each scheme should be registered with the SEBI. Next, no scheme of mutual fund other than the initial offering period of any equity linked savings schemes shall be open for subscription for more than 15 days. So, the subscription period for an investor for equity linked savings scheme should be less than 15 days. And in case of mutual fund schemes eligible under Rajiv Gandhi equity savings schemes, the period specified in this registration shall not be more than 30 days. So, the schemes which are coming under Rajiv Gandhi equity scheme, the subscription period should not be more than 30 days. The next guidelines with related to schemes are any amount refundable shall be refunded within a period of 5 working days. In case of Rajiv Gandhi Equity Savings Scheme, it is 15 days from the date of closure of subscription list. Means in case of oversubscription, the amount need to be refunded. At that time, the refund should be made within 5 working days, or in case of Rajiv Gandhi Equity Savings Scheme, it is 15 days after the closure of subscription. And in the event of failure to refund the amount within the period, the asset management company shall be liable to pay interest to the applicants at the rate of 15% per annum. So, if in case, if the asset management company is not refunded the money within the specified time period, then it has to pay the interest to the investors at 15% per annum. And a unit, unless otherwise restricted or prohibited under the scheme, shall be freely transferable by the act of parties or by operation of law. Means these are like a negotiable instrument which can be easily transferred from one party to another party. Next, the guidelines related to investment norms. So the mutual fund should invest only in transferable securities, either in capital market or in money market or securitized debts. So the mutual funds, the amount collected from the investors can be invested or should be invested in capital market or money market instruments or securitized debts. And every mutual fund shall compute the net asset value of each scheme by dividing the net assets of the scheme by the number of units outstanding on the valuation date. So, every mutual fund has to calculate the net asset value of the each scheme. The formula for calculating the net asset value of each scheme is net assets of the scheme divided by number of units outstanding on the date of valuation. And while determining the price of the units, the mutual fund shall ensure that the repurchase price is not lower than 93% of the net asset value and the sale price is not higher than the 107% of the net asset value. While repurchasing the units, it should not be less than 93%. While selling the units, it should not be higher than the 107% of the net asset value. And the mutual funds in case of open-ended scheme shall at least once a week publish in daily newspaper of all India circulation the sale and repurchase price of units. So the mutual funds which are in case of open-ended only, open-ended scheme mutual funds, they have to publish the data of sale and repurchase price of the units once in a week, once in a week in daily newspaper of all India circulation. Next, the guidelines related to the expenses. All expenses should be clearly identified and appropriated in the individual schemes. So the expenses related to individual schemes should be properly identified and appropriated by the asset management company. And the next one is the asset management company may charge the scheme with investment and advisory fees which shall be fully disclosed in the offer document. So in the offer document, the fees related to advisory and investment should be stated in the offer document by the asset management company. And any expenses other than those specified in offer document and fees mentioned in the sub-regulation 4 shall be borne by the asset management company. In the SEBI guidelines, SEBI mutual fund regulations of 1996, in the sub-regulations of 4, they mentioned some of the expenses. If the expenses made other than those which are listed, this has to be borne by the asset management company. Let's sum up this session. In this session, I discussed 3 headings of the guidelines which are given by the SEBI. They are schemes, investment norms, and expenses. These guidelines are given in SEBI Mutual Funds Regulations 1996. These are the references for your further reading. Thank you all.